Hey guys, welcome back. It's Trekyards, and I'm Captain Foley.
But we better be quick, Strip, because the signal custom vinculum failure, whatever it's called, is going to happen soon.
Submatrix collapse!
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God, YouTube's gonna collapse. We we found out the reason now that there was a submatrix collapse, and this Borg cube got
And
you know
does
basically
it
severed from the collective.
and does it make sense? Because this was, well, hold on, this is one of those setups that, a big massive Borg cube played for this is impressive thing, and all of a sudden it went haywire, and the Romans captured it, and they've been sort of selling tech and helping XBs for 15, 14 years now. What's the revelation now, Stuart? Because we knew some of it, sort of, maybe. We knew Romda was there, but what's the truth? The truth, the dark truth.
Like you said, Rhonda was there, and turns out she's the aunt of Narissa, the Romulan lady, and she didn't quite go crazy enough to kill herself, but she ripped her hair out, seeing this vision
Yes, the vision from the past of the robots destroying the universe, maybe possibly at least destroying the society that built them, and then maybe the universe, maybe
in the past.
in the
Yeah.
past, yeah,
Uh,
long past, not Vulcan or Roman past, alien past. That's important.
So Narissa was crazy enough to realize that she didn't go crazy from these visions because she's a psychopath, and that's fine.
Yeah,
Ramda,
as is his brother, her brother.
well, he didn't see the vision.
No, he, of course he
He
did.
was
Otherwise,
just
no, every Jet Vash must.
he's not Jat Vash though. I don't think. I think he's Tal Shiar because he's not a female.
But he knows all the same stuff, surely.
Well,
So
I'm sure
what?
they talk to each other. She's helping him. She's using him as a aid. I don't think he's Jat Vash. I really don't.
Well, that's a ballsy assertion there, Stuart.
Right? Well, that's maybe a whole other discussion. She went crazy essentially, and from seeing this vision, and then the Tal Shiar ship that she was aboard, it's called that being Tal Shiar ship, got assimilated, and as a result of her seeing what she saw, it created a submatrix collapse, which severed this cube from the collective. I had no idea. It didn't make sense. Just because this chick is crazy and saw some visions doesn't
Hmm.
constitute a submatrix collapse of a Borg cube because you got assimilated. It just no, it doesn't make any sense. Now you have an interesting theory about why. I thought it was a little bit far fetched that this happened, but when you said what you said, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes kind of sense. Although the transference of your information, I don't know if that quite translates well, but
Yeah, so my thought, this is just my complete interpolation of the scene, is that she went partially crazy, or at least she went viciously, but functional, and then she went back to service, doing her job. Very quickly, the cube happened to find the ship, whatever, fate, whatever. And then it's not so much she's crazy, she went crazy, it's so much as the memories, in a sense, cause the Borg to go haywire. Now that sounds weird if you think of them as more like a cultural memory, as things in the brain, as more of a figment of a soul. But based on how the this ancient alien race has this very unique looking energy thing, and they touch it to very viscerally get it. I more see it as an energy pattern, as these memories are so powerful, so strong. It's a warning that warning, that energy goes into the person who absorbs it and sees it. And then when the Borg assimilate them, obviously it takes all their memories and it then sees this vision, or at least what she's interpreted from it, because it still has a part of that energy, part of that desperate destruction feel and sense, and because it's anti-synth and they're synthetic in a way, there might even be an inbuilt like anti-synth signature within the energy. Yeah, exactly. And so it's just enough to blow out the fuses of the stuff that keeps a cube sane and together. And obviously, once one domino falls, the entire cube goes haywire, and then it gets disconnected. And then once that's happened, then the drones that it then becomes a prominent of its own. It spirals out of control. So just the residual memory energy thing overloaded the cube in a sense, because it's such an ancient, such a powerful. I mean, this race could move stars just to create a beacon message. Wow, we did this. Come look. Clearly, it's beyond anything, on the level of Iconians or other such races. So I took it as more of a literal, technological sort of. It's imprinted on her a certain something, and that residual caused it.
Look
Science.
what I can do.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Icheb could do it with a simple drug. You know, it's not like it's the hardest thing to do in the universe. It's been done already.
I kind of like your take on it as a protective measure for the Borg, like you got a gangrene or like a finger with leprosy, you cut that off so it doesn't affect the rest of the body. With the crazy or the this energy, I do like that, and it makes you wonder though when they were going to do the thing with Hugh, where they were going to introduce this thing that would be scanned, not understood, put away, passed on to other ones to try to figure it out, that image that they had for Q that was going to destroy the collective, if that would have actually worked in that case, because they might have done the same thing, like this is something that we can't figure out, we're going to sever that link because we don't want it to infect the rest of the collective. Residual energy, I think, is an interesting idea. I just don't think it translates well, like to go from the ring into her brain, and then I don't know how long the time was between that and the assimilation, obviously, but I just don't think that would have been carried over. I do get what you're saying, and I think that's the most reasonable answer, obviously, but just that feels kind of lazy.
It's contrived as much as they needed a Borg cube. Like it's one of those like, well, but also it's like, wow, the Enterprise has so many interesting events happen to it. Well, yeah, because we only see the events that happened. How many Borg cubes are in Romulan space that never get done? This is the one that did, because it was the one that did. So I think it's just more the one that did.
I think something else might have happened though, because if you notice, all the Romulans that were assimilated were all crazy, and they were all drawing that star
Well,
system. So I wonder if her thing got transferred to
I would
all the
assume.
ones being assimilated at the same time,
I would assume,
and then
yeah.
that cascaded throughout the cube, and then maybe
Ripple
I could,
effect, yeah.
but I would think it would be right after the event though. If it was like if she returned to service and was, even a couple months later that it happened, I don't buy that. Now, if it's on their way back from this, she's on a different ship. It's one that gets assimilated, so it's still very fresh in her brain.
That wouldn't work though, because the weird anomaly 8 thing obviously isn't in Romulan space. That'd be ridiculous. But so they had to be out of Romulan space and then travel back and then get assimilated. But they were assimilated in Borg in Romulan space and quite far away. And I doubt they could then warp the cube after they had it. I bet you kind of assume that's where the cube fell, is where they found it. Otherwise, you'd move it somewhere closer. But the implication is that if you are going to kill yourself, you're going to kill yourself in that scene. She's ripping out hair because it hurts so much, but she's functional. So I'm sure she had a couple of sleeps, processed it, and then. But it's always inside of her. Like I would assume the same thing would happen almost with the other ones. Although whatever her name is, Narissa, the sister, whatever, said you're always a bit crazy. So I think it's also just the woman's innate instability, and it wasn't intentional. That's a plot thing. Well, it would have been kind of cool if it was intentional. But then, I mean, getting the Jatvash secrets out are even more dangerous, theoretically, because this is a big thing to know. Confirmed, not the Borg. Jatvash has no link to the Borg. It wasn't the Borg didn't thing. They didn't create the Borg. Thank fucking God. That's been completely thrown out the window, because I don't think 200,000 years ago they created the Borg on a planet. No, it's not the same context. It really isn't the same context. So, yay!
I also just want to state that it's not the Romulans that created this star cluster, this octernary system. It was like at least 200, it was hundreds of centuries ago, or
Yes.
thousands of centuries ago. I can't remember what they said, but a long time ago. And the Romulans were drawn to it as a result. So a lot of people have been thinking that it's the Romulans that created that. It wasn't.
And I'd like to point out that if you want to support this channel, there we go. You can support us on Patreon, which is a great way monthly, and we do need support. YouTube does not provide enough for us to keep going, but it's a pillar of support. If Patreon people can help, and for donations via Trekyards.com, the donate button, all those things come together, allow us to earn just enough to keep going and provide these interesting analytical videos for you every single week. And as new shows come out, you'll see more content, and obviously ship videos and interviews in between. A lot of fun, a lot of good content. Support if you can.
That's right. And also, the free way, just comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. There's even a join button. That's not free, but check the join button. And make sure that you hit the notification icon and select all so you get notified every time we upload. A very important algorithm for YouTube. So if you can help us out that way, please do so. So I guess that's it. Until next time, guys. I'm Captain Foley.
And I'm Connor Kings. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.